People like to believe that patterns reveal intent. The Green Imperial Housing Exchange was constructed in late 2903 for the explicit purpose for creating a habitable base of operations for mining concerns in the Yellian Belt. As opportunity dried up, later abandoned and now poorly maintained, its former clientele changed. So did the station, officially shutting its doors mid-2938. The station is still operated today by various groups of outlaws, criminals, pirates, and lowlifes, rebadged by the locals as GrimHEX after the station's signage began to fail. The station maintains an independence from the UEE, for the most part serving as a refuge to the less than credible citizens or those looking for a place to disappear. It is here in the newly christened GrimHEX, over a 6-day period in the year 2942, 3 seemingly unconnected people lost their lives in mysterious circumstances, even to the shock of the hardy inhabitants of this restless station. Different lives, different deaths. At first, the advocacy assumed coincidence. They were wrong. All 3 victims' behaviour changed in the weeks before they died. Friends and neighbours reported the victims showing signs of aggression and paranoia, as if they were no longer alone or being followed. Hab A at the former Green Imperial Housing Exchange, now GrimHEX, a rundown den of scum and villainy. 30 habs, thin walls, poor lighting, no working camera.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Neighbours described it as quiet, but not calm. Sound travelled strangely there. Conversations bled through walls. Footsteps echoed without direction, whilst distant commotion of social spaces set to the backdrop of ship engines and the hum of air filters. A calm abruptly broken by a bout of violence, uncommon even for a place known for its rough edges. The first victim, an artist. Friends said his work shifted abruptly away from abstract paintscapes towards obsessive anti-corporation statements focused on the Big Benny's beloved noodle franchise. In his apartment, advocacy agents found a notebook. Hastily scratched in the notebook was the phrases, "It says the station watches. It says not to tell anyone. It says they'll never understand." No names, no references. Our second victim was a gambler, down on his luck and having accrued enough debt to be evicted from Hab A, and was hiding in a small room on the outskirts of the station, tucked away, hidden under the main shipping pads. Moby records showed long strings of late-night messages, arguments, apologies, reassurances. When investigators traced the source, there was no registered number, no account, and no forwarding devices. Witnesses later stated he sometimes spoke aloud to himself, pausing as if waiting for a response from the walls themselves. The third victim owned the vending machines located on the ground floor. Neighbours said she spoke about being watched. Unidentifiable yet matching DNA was located at the scene of all 3 crimes, linking them to a single killer. The cleanliness of the scenes led many to speculate on the DNA as planted evidence, while others gossiped about hidden vandal or Xi'an human trafficking. The lack of evidence, together with the neighbours' accounts, unsettled investigators and residents alike. Aside from the DNA, advocacy failed to locate any evidence to confirm the identity of any other persons of interest. One detective wrote in a memo, if there was an offender, their presence was psychological before it was physical. Another wrote, the victims acted as if under observation. In time, the investigation stalled, and the case has gone unsolved to this day. We may never know what happened during those 6 days. Was it a person? A grudge? Shared hysteria? Or something that wasn't quite human? The Habs still remain closed to this day. Nearby tenants still report footsteps outside their doors, a sense of being noticed when they're alone. One former resident stated they found words carved into the inside of a closet door while moving out. It knows when you're listening. No suspect was ever named. 3 people died, and whatever else may have been there was never identified. My name is Santo Bell, and I thank you again for joining me this evening for another one of Stanton's Mysteries.